It's time for Tubi Tuesday. It's almost 12:30 in the morning, and I'm reviewing this shit. The things I do for this channel, right? Alright, so with the release of It's Me, Billy on YouTube from Dave McRae, I decided to finish my Black Christmas viewing experience with the 2006 remake Black Xmas. Why did I do that? That was a terrible idea. No, I actually have not seen the recent remake, but I know everything about it because I refused to go see it because I love the original. And as soon as I started hearing about, the remake, 2019, whatever remake, and I'm just like, 2020, whatever, the most recent remake, I was just like, no, this isn't Black Christmas. This is some woke shit. That, female empowerment, Me Too movement bullshit that I don't need to see. And I was right. It's exactly what it was. And this is not much better. It's not Me Too shit, but it's shit I don't. I'd like to know what the process is of getting a script passed through a studio. Because obviously, I could shit on a piece of paper and say, this is my movie, and it can get through, because if this shit can get through, my shit can get through, right? Who looked at this script? Read it, and said, that's a good idea for a movie, let's make it. The only reason this would get passed is because someone said, Black Christmas remake, and then someone went, ching, saw dollar signs, and didn't even look at the script, and passed it through because they wanted to make money. Guaranteed, that's what happened. I didn't care how bad the movie was, as long as it made money, right? Because everything was getting remade at this point. By 2006, yeah, everything was getting made. Soon after that, Halloween would be remade. When it comes to remakes, it's 50-50, really. Some are good, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Friday the 13th. Some are... I'm going to do 3. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, and Amityville Horror. Some are terrible, like Halloween. This movie, Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, I'll put Halloween in the middle, because part of that movie is good. What's another terrible remake? The Fog. There you go. So, basic story is the same. It's a sorority house on Christmas. Some killers around there killing people, making horrible phone calls, and one by one they get killed until there's one final girl left. It's your typical slasher, thing. They made it a little extra stupid here. They went extra because all the subtlety and the mystery and the suspense of the original. Well, fuck that. We're going to tell you everything about the backstory of Billy. We're not going to keep it ambiguous as to who Agnes is, whether or not she's real or she's a second personality within Billy. No, she's real. Not only is she real, but she is part of this fucked up backstory where Billy was born with jaundice, yellow skin, and Billy's mom killed his father and then was with this dude, and then he couldn't give her another child, so she raped Billy when he was a teenager, ? And then together they had Agnes, who is his sister/daughter. And then one Christmas, he freaked out, gouged out uh, Agnes's eye, killed the boyfriend, killed the mom, and made Christmas cookies out of her fucking skin. Yeah. And Billy is not even the killer through most of the damn fucking movie. Where in the original, whether or not you knew his name was Billy or not, whether he was just messed up, this guy was the killer throughout the film. Here, no, he's not. He's like, the first kill we get is, some people would say homage, I say rip off of the original, where they take the plastic, put it over the face. Yeah, we're gonna rip that one off. And so, yeah, that's the first kill that we get. Of course it is. But then, it's after this kill that we cut to Billy in an asylum. So right away, you've ruined that there's two killers. There's no mystery. There is two killers. Because Billy is still locked up and doesn't escape and make his way to the house, which in this version was their house. Before it was a sorority house, by the way. And do the killings. And remember in the original how he was covered in shadow and you couldn't see him very well except for one shot with the eyeball. Nope, we're just going to show his face in this. Don't worry about being surprised. You show his face. And Agnes is too. And Agnes is played by a dude. And you can tell it's a dude because there's no subtlety in this fucking movie. And, you know how there was that one thing with his eye, and then there's one eye stab in the original? We're just gonna make every fucking kill in this movie an eye stab, right? Let's just go fucking all up. Don't show this movie to Tony from Hack the Movies, because he ain't gonna like this movie very much. But neither do I. Spoiler alert, of course. There's some decent gore, but it's just repetitive. Stabbing to the eyes just doesn't do anything. And the characters, people we're supposed to be rooting for, are terrible characters. They're terrible people. They're bitching and moaning and crying at each other, arguing every 5 minutes. It just doesn't work. Even in the second half of the film, when they become your typical slasher cannon fodder, you're supposed to sympathize with them. You can't, because you remember how fucking terrible they were in the beginning of the movie. It's like, why should I be rooting for these people? They were fucking terrible to each other just because they're being chased by a killer. Now they're sympathetic. Fuck that. No. And then you do this thing where they burn down the house. And then they're at the hospital. You think it's over. But no, because we've continued on to the hospital, you know that it's not over. Because if they show it, they're going to continue. So yes, of course, Agnes and Billy show up, and there's no, the ballsy way the original ended, where, they made people think it was the boyfriend, but then they show Billy was still in the act. No, let's just kill them both off. No mysteries, no subtlety, no nuance here. Just fucking kill them off. Nope. And it's not like the original had the idea to go for a sequel, because they never made one. How is it that the only good follow-up to the 1974 film Black Christmas is a fan film? Not saying anything bad about Dave or Bruce. They did a fantastic job with that film. I gotta hand it to them. They did a terrific job of paying respect to the original and having enough, wherewithal to know what to do and what not to do. This film does not have that. They did their own thing, and sometimes you want to say, you know what, do your own thing with a remake. But when it's this, you don't want to do that. Like I said before, who saw this script and said, I'm going to make that movie? Let's do it. I guarantee you, no one looked at this script and said that. It was passed through specifically because they knew they could make money off of it. That's it. There is nothing really good to say about this film. It's horrible. Do not watch it. I don't understand how anyone could like anything from this film. The girls are nice to look at. There's some good actresses in here. Katie Cassidy, she's always good. for me anyway. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, although I don't understand why they gave her a southern drawl. She has like the southern accent, and they mentioned that her dad's a NASCAR driver. Doesn't mean she's from the South. Not all NASCAR drivers are from the South. You know, there's like a big, not big, but there's a decent sized Fun Destination connection here with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, the chick who played Ashlyn in Fun Destination 3. I don't remember her name off the top of my head. And Kristen Cloak, who was supposed to be the sister of one of the sorority girls, but she's like in her 40s here by this point. She was a teacher in the first one, so she had to be at least in her 30, maybe 40s then. I don't know. She was a teacher in the first Final Destination 2000, so she had to be in her 30s. So by here, she's at least 40, and she's the sister. Not that can happen. Look at Vera Farmiga and her sister. They're like 20 years apart, but still, it's weird. I'll move for my sister. I'm like, you mean daughter? Yes, they're playing on the whole father looking for his daughter thing from the original, but here it's sister looking for a sister. You couldn't get someone who actually looks like it could be her sister? I mean, come on. And she dies at the end, too, because why not? Overall, don't watch this movie. It's terrible. It shits all over the original. Maybe even more so than that other remake. I mean, the other remake is not even trying to be a remake of Black Christmas. There's not even any Christmas stuff. What's one thing good I can say about this film is that it plays on the Christmas aspect a lot. That's probably the best thing that it does do is the Christmas aspect. Whereas the other remake barely even mentions it. You know, there's no connection to the original film with the other remake. At least you could say that's one thing it did better than the other remake is the Christmas aspect. But other than that, absolute shit. And it's no surprise that Black XMas can fry in hell. So what are your thoughts on Black Xmas? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty. This has been Tubi Tuesday. I'll see you in the next one.